The American West of the 1870s was an extraordinary place. Rough, wild, untamed territory with the promise of unimaginable success or tragic consequences. And one of the great equalizers between these two extremes was the Colt Peacemaker. And the individual right guaranteed by the Second Amendment of our Constitution that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Those 14 words meant that farmers, ranchers, shop owners, and all good citizens had the right to protect themselves. And this held true for lawmen who had to bring to bear the long arm of the law in lawless times on the American frontier. It was with that history of the American West that Umarex Colt and the National Rifle Association introduced a new limited edition 177 caliber Peacemaker with a 7.5-inch barrel. While Samuel Colt had patented the first successful single-action revolver in 1835 and had been responsible for the greatest percussion revolvers of the mid-19th century, he passed away in 1862 and would be no part in creating his final legacy, the most important Colt revolver of all time, the 1873 New Model Army metallic cartridge revolving pistol, better known today as the Colt Peacemaker. The gun's design was to be the work of one man, William Mason, who received his first patent for the design in 1871, a second patent in 1872, and a third in 1875. The new Colt revolver was known by several names, including the Frontier six-shooter, the Peacemaker, and of course the military name often used, which is a contraction for Single Action Army, the SAA. But no matter what name was used, the new Colt was destined to become the most successful and longest-lived design in the history of American firearms, having survived and remained in production for 143 years, including this authentic new Colt licensed 177 caliber air pistol introduced in 2015. This latest Colt Peacemaker has a lightly weathered finish, an NRA coin medallion inset into each of the wood grain grip panels, and like all of the Umarex Colt single-action models, the new 7.5-inch NRA version bears the Colt patent dates September 18, 1871, July 2, 1872, and January 19, 1875 on the left side of the frame, the wrapping Colt emblem plus an NRA emblem at the rear of the frame on either side. And this is a pellet cartridge firing model with a fully rifled barrel to offer greater accuracy and velocity. There is a significance to the 7.5-inch barrel on the new Umarex Colt NRA model. The very first Colt Peacemaker, serial number 1, had a 7.5-inch barrel, and all the original single-action Army models issued to the U.S. Cavalry and Army were 7.5-inch barrel lengths. The 7.5-inch barrel was also preferred by the vast majority of early users, as well as lawmen, even when Colts began offering shorter barrel lengths of 4 3/4 inches and 5.5 inches in 1875. The weathered finish on the new Umarex 7.5-inch model has the look of a well-cared-for gun that's seen some use on the range, very much like the finish on so many of the Peacemakers we saw in John Wayne's holsters over the years in his legendary westerns. The holster-worn edges and faded blue steel color gives this special edition NRA model an honest frontier look. Compared to a .45 Colt, the Umarex measures up with the exact same external barrel length of 7.5 inches. Now this is measured from the front of the cylinder to the front of the muzzle. It also has the same height frame of 2.5 inches and comes in just a hair lighter at 36 ounces compared to an average of 40 ounces for a 7.5-inch length .45 Colt Peacemaker. To put the new NRA model to the test, an IPSC cardboard silhouette target was set out at a distance of 25 feet, and all shots are fired using a two-handed hold for best offhand stability. I'm also going to do a second test shooting Old West Duelist style, that's one-handed. The lead wad cutter pellets cleared the 7.5-inch barrel at an average velocity of 416 feet per second, with the best 6-round group measuring 0.56 inches almost dead center in the A of the A zone on an IPSC target. Rounds fired duelist style punched holes at 1.26 inches in the top A zone. In terms of handling, balance in the hand, and sighting, Everything about this new Umarex NRA 7.5-inch Peacemaker is pretty darn real, right up to the moment you pull the trigger. The Peacemaker has been built by Colts longer than any other revolver manufactured anywhere in the world, and remains to this day the indisputable icon of the American West. This limited edition NRA Peacemaker is available from Umarex and sells for $159. For more information, visit umarexusa.com. For the Umarex Airgun Review, I'm Dennis Adler. Thanks for watching.